If laughter could heal heartbreak, then maybe the people of Omunike village would have been immortal. Because that village had seen heartbreaks that could fill a library and still have a sequel. It all began with Mama Risi, a woman whose voice could make the sun and whose pepper soup could make even the ancestors ask for takeaway. She had two sons, Tunde and Femi. One calm as morning dew, the other as dramatic as thunder in Harmattan. Their late father, Baba Alani, had been a respected farmer. When he passed, Tunde, the first son, took charge like a soldier on duty. He stayed back in the village to manage their father's cocoa and cassava plantations, while Femi moved to the city to start a small electronic business. Mama Risi was broken by her husband's passing, not just emotionally, but physically. The woman who once sang while pounding yam now sat in silence, staring at the walls that no longer talked back. Tunde did everything to make her smile again. Bought her fruits, took her to church, even hired people to come tell her jokes, but nothing worked. Until one day, a young lady named Kemi entered their lives like sunshine on laundry day. Kemi had just finished nursing school and returned to the village to work at the local clinic. She was gentle, soft-spoken, and had a smile that could confuse even the most serious man. When she first came to check on Mama Risi, the old woman refused to speak to her, but Kemi didn't give up. She sat by her side every day, told her funny stories, and even brought her akara she claimed she fried herself. Though everyone knew her akara tasted like expired courage. Slowly, Mama Risi began to laugh again. Tunde was grateful. For the first time in months, he saw his mother smile, and he owed it all to Kemi. To show appreciation, he started giving Kemi gifts, new shoes, food baskets, and sometimes the kind of thank you looks that made her cheeks glow brighter than kerosene lanterns. Mama Risi, sharp as ever, noticed everything. One evening, as Tunde walked in whistling, she called out, "Tunde, the way you are whistling like a happy mosquito, I hope it's not Kemi that's confusing your spirits." Tunde almost dropped the tray he was carrying. Mama, Kemi ke. She's just helping you get better." Mama Risi smirked. That's what your father said before he helped me and I ended up with you. But Tunde laughed it off. He wasn't thinking of Kemi that way. Or at least, that is what he told himself. Weeks passed, and Kemi became part of their household. She cooked, laughed, teased Mama Risi, and had Tunde smiling more than usual. Then one afternoon, Femi returned from the city, full of swagger and perfume. The first thing he said when he saw Kemi was, so this is the angel that resurrected our mother. My brother, you didn't tell me you hired beauty to heal sorrow. Everyone laughed, except Tunde, who suddenly felt his heart twist a little. At first, it was harmless. Femi would just chat with Kemi, help her carry things, even joke that if Tunde didn't marry her, he would. But soon, those jokes became invitations, and those invitations became something deeper. Before long, Kemi and Femi began to exchange messages. It started with, "Hope you slept well," and before you could say network error, it became, "I miss you." Tunde noticed changes. The laughter between Kemi and his brother carried secrets. The smiles had meaning, and for the first time, he realized he had feelings for Kemi, strong ones. He tried to fight them, but when he saw Kemi in a yellow dress one Sunday, helping his mother tie her headscarf, his heart gave up the struggle. He told his mother later that night, "Mama, I think I love Kemi." Mama Risi clapped her hands in joy. "Finally! I was about to call a prayer meeting for your eyes to open." But before Tunde could even gather courage to speak to Kemi, Femi beat him to it. A week later, Femi announced he wanted to marry Kemi. Tunde's world stopped spinning. When their mother heard, she froze too. "Wait, Kemi, that we are all talking about?" Femi nodded proudly. "Yes, Mama, I love her." Mama Risi turned to Tunde, confused. "But you said..." Tunde forced a smile. "It's fine, Mama. If she's happy, I'm happy." But it wasn't. Not even close. The weeks that followed were a storm. Femi and Kemi planned their wedding with excitement, while Tunde withdrew like a snail into its shell. Mama Risi tried to bring peace, but Tunde barely spoke. The night before the wedding, Kemi went to the clinic for her shift, and Femi stopped by to see his brother. "Big bro," Femi said, patting me on the back. "I know this might be awkward, but I just want to say thank you for being mature. You are my hero." Tunde smiled faintly. "Just promise me you will make her happy." "I will," Femi said. "You have my words." But sometimes, promises are cheaper than the words they are made of. By morning, chaos erupted. Kemi came home from the clinic to find Mama Risi crying uncontrollably. Tunde's room door was open, and there he lay, silent, peaceful, with an unfinished note beside him that read, "I was too slow to love, too proud to speak, and too hot to stay." The village shook that day. Femi fainted. Kemi wept till her eyes were red. Mama Risi held her chest like her heart wanted to escape. The wedding never happened. Kemi later left the village for good. Femi stayed behind for a while, broken by guilt. And Mama Risi, she never stopped missing both her sons. One gone to the city, the other gone for eternity. Years later, a grown-up Femi stood by the cocoa trees that once belonged to his brother. He smiled sadly and said to himself, "Some losses teaches you faster than love could ever." When you take kindness for granted, you borrow sorrow on credit. He took a deep breath and looked up at the sky. Maybe Tunde forgave me. Maybe he didn't. But Femi learned the hard way. Some things were lost. Some things, when lost, can never be replaced. Moral lessons. Never wait too long to speak your heart. Silence can become your biggest regret. Appreciate the people who heal your wounds. Not everyone who helps is meant to be taken for granted. And most importantly, jealousy doesn't need weapons to destroy. It only needs silence and pride. The end. Thank you all for watching to the end of this story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Share this story with your friends and family whom I love to see them. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that when I post new amazing and interesting stories, you will be among the first people to get notified. Thank you for watching the story. And remember, make yourself the priority. Don't let anyone bring you down. Till I come your way again with my next interesting and amazing story. Ciao!